here for Rebel News at the 2025 Pride Parade, and I'm with Reza Azarpour. You probably saw him in my previous report. He's pro-Israel, pro-Iran, and also is the one leading the group, Iranian Montreal Rainbow Association. Big name. Do you think he is entitled of his own opinion? Those frogs. They say like those frogs.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I don't feel anything because I'm just ashamed because I accept them. The point is, what I realized over the years that I cannot convince you. It's not my job. It's not under my responsibilities. I can tell you what I know. It's up to you if you accept it or not. And if you don't accept it, I cannot convince you. I cannot push you. I only need to accept you. And if I accept you, then I know what should I do the next.
So, why we are together before this man interrupted my introduction, it's because, as you know, there were a big scandal. I'm with you today.
Yes.
I want to discuss, first of all, of Fierté Montréal, the fact that they decided at first to exclude 3 Jewish organizations as your...
An Iranian. One
Yeah,
Iranian.
yeah. So, yeah, 1 Iranian and 2 Jewish organizations, but I want to have your side of the story on that.
Yeah, sure. Well, the point is, last year, we decided as an IMRA, Iranian Montrealer group, to walk with Iranian and Israeli flag in the support of Israel, because Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East that accepts and respects all the values of human being that we have in the West, the human rights. So we decided that, and when I filled the application by Fierté Montréal, I mentioned that I'm gonna have Israeli flag and Iranian flag beside rainbow flag. So they contacted me after 10-15 days asking me for a meeting, Zoom meeting, to discuss about the details. And I accepted. We had the Zoom meeting and I explained why I'm gonna carry the Israeli flag. And they accepted. They just said that SPBM is working with Fierté Montréal, but they don't have an extra security for our group if something happens. And my response was, that's totally fine. We're gonna walk in peace and we hope nobody would attack us. And we agreed on everything. The day came on, it was on 13th of August, I think. So when we took our place, at the beginning, we got the reaction of Palestinian groups. They tried to grab the Israeli flag and we had a small conflict, but I tried to make everybody calm. We had the walk. In the middle of the march, we were attacked by a queer, not even Arab. It was like, I have the videos. It was mix of people. They attacked us and they tried to rip the flags. We didn't even let the flags to fall. We continued and it was over. It was a bit problematic, not from our side, from the reactions that we received from the pro-Palestinian group. 2 people last year, they started walking in front of me because I was walking the first, chanting Viva Hamas until the end of the march. I had no reaction, I was just like walking. But this is what happened. So this year, as usual, I did the registration and I mentioned that I'm gonna have the Israeli flag. It was mid-June, June 2025. Usually you receive a confirmation after you do registration. I received a confirmation and then it's mentioned that I need to receive another email. I never received that email. I sent 3 follow-up emails to Fierté, no answer. In the end, I sent to the previous president and info Fierté, and I received an email saying that since IMRA, our group, didn't respect the security rules, and since I accused other Arab and Iranian groups as pro-Hamas, they banned me. I was shocked. I'd never replied them, but of course I took my action as well. And after that, they banned the Jewish groups as well. 2 days after, the Jewish group was invited back, despite that they said, Fierte said in the newspaper that they're going to contact us. Nobody contacted us. I even emailed them back that we're waiting for communication, no answer. And that's why few Jewish organizations, they try to reach me out and they're helping about this issue, because this is a totally discrimination that they're doing towards me, myself, and the group. I'm gonna go for it. And today I showed up to show, not only to Fierte, but to everyone, that I have no problem with anyone. There is nothing to be ashamed of to carry these two flags, Iranian monarchy flag and the Israeli flag alongside. I walked twice, the whole march, nothing happened. So I assume this is a shit show of these lefties and also woke, that they try to oppress people and show that if you come out like this, something will happen.
By the way, how do you react to the allegation of what they accuse you of, like calling others like pro-Hamas and etc.?
I never called anyone pro-Hamas, but when you see that they defend Palestine without condemning what happened in 7th of October, what does it mean? But I never called anyone, like I never said that these people are pro-Hamas or whatever. But I'm asking you, it's a logic. If you...
Well, you're entitled to, it's free speech.
Yeah, even if I see this, I have the right to call them. Because if I see people don't reacting to what happened in 7th of October and they chant for Palestine, it means they're okay with what happened. Because they never condemned, these groups never condemned what happened on 7th of October. And it came to my attention that Fierte Montreal clearly mentioned 3 anarchist Iranian group that I accuse them being pro-Hamas. Well, one is the like Women Life Freedom Collective, that they're like kind of pro-regime reformist, linked to MEK terrorist cult. So I'm sorry, if you know these people and the backgrounds, what do you expect? These people are pro-regime. That's the reason that last year I saw Islamic Republic flag in the Pride, and Fierte Montreal didn't say anything for that. Nothing for that. How dare? I'm Canadian. I live in Quebec. I love Quebec. I ran from that fucking flag. And in this country, that flag is under terrorist list. IRGC is under terrorist list. How dare somebody can bring that flag in Fierte? Since the beginning of that regime until now, thousands of gays and lesbians were executed under that flag. Many other things. This ideological Fierte Montreal organization is not even for humanity. They're just trying to break the society. If you go to the website of Fierte Montreal, you're gonna see that they're focusing only on oppressed people. In 2 years, they're gonna start blaming whites. I haven't seen anything about this. They're only focusing on ethnicities. They're only focusing on oppressed communities. But when it comes to me, which I'm coming from Iran, no. Why? Because I accuse someone saying they're pro-Hamas. This is a shit show. It's been 4 or 5 years. As you may know, in Turkey or in the Eastern Europe countries, there are many refugees applying for Canada, US through UN. Well, it's a big shit show, and also Quebec Solidaire is behind this. They have the influence, the power on these woke groups, which is Fierte is one of them. It's very interesting that this Women Life Freedom Collective, that it's ruled by Mashouf and Khadir family, that they're linked to NDP and Quebec Solidaire. The people who works for this collective, they accused me on June 2023, and they did discriminatory comments on me. and this went viral between Iranian communities. It's very interesting. This group, to show that they're not homophobic group, they registered to Pride on 2023. They've been living here for 40 years. They never came to Pride. They never came to gay village. But the year that they started accusing homosexuals, including me, and I'm so open, and it went viral. So they just showed that like they're not homophobic. They registered Pride, and they continue, which is fine. I love it. But they use their power to delete me, and they could kind of, but they cannot. Here is Canada. They can do whatever. I do whatever I can do.
And what do you think about the displaying of death to the IDF?
I'm pretty clear about that. I've posted that many times on my X account.
So you're supporting that?
Iranian monarch flag, Pahlavi House, House of Pahlavi,
So you want the monarchy to return in Iran?
like many other Iranians.
And why do you have an Israeli flag?
Because I defend Israel and the human rights and the democracy that Israel has is the only democracy in the Middle East.
Sorry, so you have a monarchy flag and you're justifying that through the lens of
I'm not
democracy.
justifying anything. This is what you think.
Sorry, monarchy and
Yes,
democracy.
Yes, yes.
What are
You
the two?
can think whatever you want.
But you the one said that you have a
Yeah,
monarchist
because
flag.
we are in
and
the
then you said-
we are in the middle of revolution, and we want our Shah back to our country.
And why do you support Israel?
Because I love Israel, as I told you. Like it's the only democracy. You ask me, you wait for my answer.
Okay.
It's the only democracy in the Middle East.
Have any opinion about the famine in Gaza?
Sorry?
Do you have any opinion about the famine in Gaza?
About what?
The famine in Gaza.
Gaza. Who started the war, sir?
Israel.
Who started the war?
Israel about
You
100
remember
years
what
ago.
happened the 7th of October? The massacre? That they burned alive the kids and the women and the men in front of their kids? You remember that? Do you remember that?
Do
you remember that? You remember that?
You remember when?
You remember that?
You remember when
You
Israel
remember? You
killed-
answer me, please.
You remember when Israel
remember
killed more than
7th of
2,000 in
October
2014?
2023? Do you remember that?
You remember when Israel
Do you
killed more
remember
than
that?
2,000
If you don't answer me, this conversation is over.
2014?
If you don't answer me, this conversation is over. Do you
You want to be the leader of the NDP, okay? Do you think it's your duty to represent all Canadians, same if they are Zionist or not?
Well, I'm running to lead the NDP. So the NDP in the leadership race is not all Canadians, it's who are NDP members. That would be the first thing. But the second thing is, I think that Zionism is a Jewish supremacist movement that is about Europeans colonizing non-European land. And I don't think Canada should assist in that dispossession of Palestinians and its violence against everyone else in the region.
Did you condemn when we saw a Jewish father being beat up in front of his 3 kids?
Well, obviously, what we saw there is the little image I saw is obviously wrong. The guy was beaten with his kids. That's obviously totally wrong. And if it was because he was Jewish, that's obviously should be pursued as a hate crime. So yeah, for sure.
But do you believe that death to the IDF is a hate speech?
Death to the IDF is a non-violent speech. It's a way to end the institution that is slaughtering Palestinians. It's an effort to stop the far and away the most violent institution in that region. That's what death to the IDF is signifying. It's a call of peace-loving people that want an end to this Holocaust in Gaza. So, someone who said death to the SS during World War II, death to the SS would obviously be a justice-minded, anti-war-minded slogan.
So why we are not saying death to Hamas?
Well, I actually think that Hamas should be removed. I think Canada's terrorism list is anti-Palestinian, and the terrorism list should be removed. Hamas should be removed from the terrorist list, as with the other Palestinian groups on the terrorist list. Canada's terrorist list, when the Israeli military is not on Canada's terrorist list, and groups that are opposing the violence of the Israeli state are, I think that's a sign of how Canada's contributed to Palestinian dispossession.
So you see Hamas as actually a good group. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So this is Yves Engler. You just saw it. He's running for being the next leader of the NDP, and you heard it. You heard it from his own mouth that he believes that Hamas is a good group and should be removed from the terrorist list in Canada. Can you believe this? We saw that you had an interaction with Yves Engler. I don't know if you know him, but he's running for being the next leader of the NDP. And you asked him about the condemnation of...
Oh, he's from NDP?
He ran for being the next leader.
Oh.
How do you react to see that he can't condemn the 7th of October? You had like a really strong exchange.
Yeah, I just asked him if he recognized what happened on 7th of October. He didn't answer me. He refused to answer me because he knows the answer, but he refuses. I answered whatever he asked me, but did he answer? No, because that's what left does. It doesn't let your brain to jump to another level. That's simple.
Because you saw, he actually repeatedly on his Twitter say death to the IDF, and now he just admitted on camera that he thinks that Hamas and other groups in Palestine should be removed from the terrorist list. What do you think of that?
Well, I'm speechless. I'm speechless that this type of people can also run to rule a party, and this is insane. But I'm not surprised when I see that the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, says that Islamic values are Canadian values. Hey, Mark Carney, look at my eyes. Here is Canada. Here is not Islamic country. I ran from that f***ing Islamic country, Mark Carney. You dare to call again Islamic values are Canadian values. You open your eyes, watch your mouth. I'm Canadian. I defend the culture of this country. Islamic values are never and will be never Canadian values, okay? I know you liberal guys. Enough is enough. No matter if they're Jewish, no matter, liberal is liberal, left is left. Their only goal is to ruin the principles of the West. And this is what they swore for it. You know what happened with Housefather, Anthony Housefather. Anthony Housefather, as soon as he hears that I had an interview with you guys, he says, no, I cannot help him. This is what they're standing for. It's insane. It's shame. It's a shameful shit show. But today, I showed up myself. I walked twice alongside. They cannot ban me. I am a Canadian. I believe in freedom. They cannot oppress me and put me under their own shit show. And I'm gonna go for it.
You find that the woke ideology and the far left have monopolized the whole movement of the Pride.
Of course. Again, this is what they do. They take over the media. They take over all these organizations and they try to oppress people without mentioning the identity of those people. If we are here today and we can celebrate these days, it's because of the value of Canada. It's not because of the value of the wokeism. Because this woke show started just a few years ago, but this fierté is here for many, many years. It was so sad to see that in the first group of fierté today, there was a Palestinian ideology flag, whatever, but they banned us because they didn't want to see Israeli flag. It's not only because they don't want to see or they hate or whatever, they want to control the minds of the society. That, like, you see, we are not pro-Israel and Israelis cannot show up in this pride. This is what they want the society to feel. It starts like this, in 5 years, it's gonna be worse if we don't stand for it.
At River News, we started a petition at deportemos.com. If you believe that people who are here, who are not Canadian, and they are calling for the death of Jewish people who are chanting for Intifada and committing any violence or vandalism, they should be deported. Go and sign it at deportamas.com right now.